What's up everyone, it's Kamakazi here today, and today we're going to be talking about the new video that Warbots came out with called Ask Stan. So they had a interesting thing in here if you kind of sift through all the blabbering on. So let's just get into it, guys. Also make sure to like and subscribe, please, it helps me out a ton. Thank you, and let's begin. Alright, why did the chicken cross the road? Probably to capture the beacon. Aha, ha, ha. That's so funny. So funny. I'm gonna ask some of the questions about myself and why Warbots. Oh, we're gonna learn a little bit about Stan. That's pretty cool. We apologize for any misspelled names or surnames. We try our best. So, Pixonic, they are Russian, so they probably don't understand English names very well, so that's probably why. Michael Reed asks, will Pixonic ever create more leagues beyond Champion? Yes, Michael, we will. Avengers, Grand Champions, or whatsoever. Huh. Interesting. So they do plan on making leagues after Champion League. I honestly don't think there needs to be leagues after Champion League. Other than the Legend League, the top 50, or no, top 100 players, I don't think there needs to really be leagues above Champion League. If they fix the matchmaking so that, after you're in Champion League, you're going up against straight Champion League players, the best players on the planet, well, I think that there's no real need for Grand Champions. So, Grand Champions or Avengers or whatever. I don't know, that's just my opinion. I think that if we spread it out too much, then I think the matchmaking would suffer a lot. So, let's just continue. Stands above the Champion Leagues. Okay. I'm always on the blue team. How can I become red? A good red question. You just hack the game and then you can become a red. No, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. But says skirmish. Interesting. I've never thought of that skirmish where you become the red player. That'd be interesting. Oh, that'd be funny. I like that. Be a pretty weird skirmish. Have you ever considered doing Warbots on a single platform? Yes, even though Warbots wasn't built as a custom platform game. So a summary of this is that basically Warbots, when it came out, it was a separate platform game. So, Android in one side, and then you have iOS on the other side, and you cannot, squad with each other, you cannot play against each other. And that's basically cross-platform would allow, for those of you that don't know, it would allow for both teams to work together. And the thing about this that makes it so good is that, number one, matchmaking. Matchmaking is the biggest factor because currently our matchmaking is not very well because, if you think of the pool, there are around 1 million players that play this game. So you think the matchmaking would be great. Well, in reality, it's kind of not. And I'm going to explain this. There are about 400,000 players on iOS, 400,000 on Android, and then you have some on Game Room, Steam, Amazon, other devices in between there, and they make up the other 200,000. So already, the places are kind of split up. And then we have servers. So there are different servers because if the further away you are, if you're playing against someone in China, the latency will actually be pretty bad and connection might not be as stable. So they have to split it up into servers. So, I think there are 5 servers. You have the Asian, European, American. Actually, I think there's 4. And then you have the Australian server. So there's 4 servers. Okay? That splits it up even more. Let's say it's split evenly between all of them, and that's not true. It's some have more than the other. So let's just say there's 100,000 players in each server. Now, not everyone's going to be on at the same time. So let's just say there's around 5,000 players on at any one time. Well, that's not a very big kind of matchmaking pool. And that's total. And let's say 1% of those are Champion League players. That's only 50 Champion League players. And considering matchmaking times, they're not going to be playing, they're not all going to be playing that hit matchmaking button, go to battle button, every so often. So that's what makes the matchmaking, they're not going to be hitting the play button at the same time. So if you want to wait 10 minutes for a Champion League battle, go ahead, but I would not want to do that. So basically, if they combine the servers, the matchmaking would be so much better because there would be more players. And I can't wait to go up against Champion League players. All Champion League players, not just some people from Master League. That'd be epic. But evidently, it takes a lot of kind of rewiring of the code. I don't know coding a lot, but I know that it would take a lot of rewiring, they said, of basically deleting old code and making new code. Why robots are insta-dead when they fall in water. That's always the weirdest thing to me. You saw my video where I showed the last stand bug, where if you hit the water and you have last stand, the last stand will activate and you can actually go for like 4.5 seconds underwater. It's pretty funny, but... That operate in space, and well, there's no water on Mars. At least that's not what we're told. Ooh, conspiracy theory. Stan, how much time do you spend in local currency you spend playing WR? Warbots, so he's a free-to-play player. My boy Stan is a free-to-play player. Alright, cool. I have so much free time now. So I play like 3 or 4 hours a week. But I know that our guys from the development team play hours and hours each day. So it really depends. Stan is a robot. This is not a question. This is fact. There are a lot of jokes in this video. Other than cross-platform, I don't think there was anything really too important in this video. And cross-platform is huge. Oh, this was actually huge. King of the Hill. So people were talking about King of the Hill. I'm not a huge fan of King of the Hill. Of course, I like adding in new game modes into the game because that, you know, sometimes playing the same 3 game modes can get pretty boring. First step in the direction of the story mode. Of course, we have not yet made a complex remote game mode like a game mode, but we wanted to go deeper into the lower and share it with you guys. Okay, dogs or cats? For me personally, I'd say dogs. I love dogs. I actually have 2 of them, so, and they're the best. All right. My connection always has problems whenever my team is about to win. Were there any hackers, or am I just pure unlucky? That happens a lot. Well, not like when I'm winning, but like, you know, I have a lot of connection issues. I hope that they really fix that up with their servers because there are a lot of issues, I think, with their servers being unstable, and they really need to look into that. Why is the Fenrir looking like a wolf? There could have been done so much design. Yep, I mean, like, the Fenrir kind of does look like a wolf, just a really chubby, fat wolf. Morbidly obese wolf, I don't know. That's the Fenrir for you guys.
Animals in design, and so that's one of the reasons why it isn't a wolf, like a clear wolf. Another reason is that, well, although four-legged robot is a good idea,
in the world of war robots, there is only one type of, like this one, and it doesn't look like, what?
Is there a possibility to have a spectator's view option?
Spectator, oh, that would be epic. Oh man, that would have been really cool because, like, you know how there are battles and stuff in tournaments where you can, like, just I wish that you could spectate people, you know, that would be insane, but sadly you cannot. Yeah, spider things, you know, that's always an issue I find when operating a spider on the test server. I don't own a spider, me personally. I don't own a spider bot, but on the test server I've operated them and they are really annoying. And I always get stuck on them, like whenever there's another player around me that has an invader or something, for some reason I always get stuck. And I think that spiders are just really hard to code, you know? What is the universe made of? What? That makes... I'm so confused. How do I pause gameplay? Stop for a minute and take a deep breath. Ah. Gotta take a deep breath. This is just very corny. If you could create a robot, more the type of guy, healing type of guy, and that's one reason the Mender, Wayland, and there are other things that I really like in constructions and smooth lines. So I'd have to go with the tier type robot that has an ability to save allies with low HP, maybe protected with his horns.
you, but still ain't calling. I sent you 2 letters back in autumn, but you must not have got them.
What?
Is
he a fan of Eminem or something?
There is something cool. I mean,
I would assume he'd like kind of the music centered in Russia. I don't know. I didn't know that. He's into Eminem now. Stan as a rapper. I'm imagining that in my head, and that's just creeping me out. Alright.
Their answer is there. What's the meaning of life?
What's the meaning of life?
Everyone decides for themselves from
What's the meaning of life? I think the meaning of life is to have fun and find something that, you know, you really like doing.
and love. Definitely love. Right? Thank you for your question, guys. That's it. Hope
Alright, interesting. So, overall, my summary of this is just cross-platform, and then there are a couple of other minor things, like will there be leagues in a higher than champion. So, that's, you know, I want to see more of this. I just think that there could have been a lot more done with this, really, in reality. There wasn't too much actual content that was, you know, usable, like a very informative content. I understand, like, they wanted to joke around and stuff, but in reality, when I saw that cross-platform thing, I was like, holy crap, they're going to address all the issues in Warbots. And they only really addressed one. Which, you know, was a little bit, like, you know, you're like, I saw that and I was like, oh my god, 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 they're going to address the issues. They're going to tell us what's going on and what's going on in the future, and I was super excited. And then, you know, we get into just them saying, oh yeah, there's going to be cross-platform, and then leaving. They never really said a date or anything or nothing. It was just, yeah, there's going to be cross-platform and then a bunch of jokes and stuff, and not really anything else important. And then they just left. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like there could have been a lot more done to this. I applaud them for telling us about cross-platform. Thank you, Pixonic. Really and truly, that's amazing. It makes the future just a lot less blurry, I think, whenever they tell us information about what's to come. You know, I applaud them for doing that, but I think that there's always something that you can improve on. No matter what, and that's in almost anything. There's going to be something that you can improve on, and I think that's adding more content that actually, you know, is informative in this video. And they said number 1, so obviously they said, like, in the title, Ask Stan number 1. So I hope that there's going to be a number 2, number 3, and other stuff where they talk about important topics and stuff. Thank you, Pixonic, for doing this, and I'm happy to know that there will be cross-platform anytime soon. They did talk about it, they have talked about it previously, but this is the first time where they're kind of saying why there's issues with them doing cross-platform and that it's coming. That it's truly, not that they're just working on it, but that it is coming. Sooner or later, it's going to come into the game. Which is really, for me, it just makes me happy, and it makes me feel a lot more like, I don't know. I mean, it just makes me feel happier about the game that, you know, it might actually get somewhere. Cross-platform, when they add cross-platform, it's going to be the best update ever, I feel like. I feel like better than any other update that Pixonic has ever made. That's my opinion. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'm going to stop yammering on about random stuff. See you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you.